Howdy YouTube, Unky Joe here, Unky Joe's Playhouse. Today we're going to do a day in the life episode, and I'm going to take you with me to a client site and show you what we did. I had a client that had some need of having some video cameras installed, so I've got a brief 4 or 5 minute long video showing you the after effects after I've installed the video cameras, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss how the installation went, what I had to do to make it happen, etc. And so enough of me talking, let's get to that video right now. So I'm just finishing up at the client site, and I'm waiting for a machine to reboot. As you can see, it's 9:20 already. We start about 4 o'clock. And so there's one of the IP cameras. The problem though with these IP cameras is they don't tilt down very well. That's as far as they tilt down. And I don't think the customer is going to be happy with the fact that they don't tilt down very much. There's not much I can do about it except lower the mount to get it closer to the floor, but that's where they wanted them. So there's one over the accounting room door, and it points to the front door of the lobby. And then they've got a break room in here. We put another one right up there in the corner. Same problem with that. The problem is it doesn't tilt down far enough. But we'll give them the option of maybe moving the camera down a little bit more, or maybe putting it on one of these shelves. I mean, I'm not the client. The client said they're happy with where they are. They don't need to see the floor, but they just want to see people coming in and out of rooms. And then the president's office is right here. This is down the hallway, so this camera also sees down this hallway. That's the accounting room, that door that's open. And then this is the president's office. We're up on the 8th floor. It's got kind of he's got a corner suite here. It's really kind of cool. In fact, if you look all the way down the hallway, that's the other end of the building. So the building is pretty substantial. We're up on the 8th floor. Anyway, it's the nightlife in San Antonio. And so we got this camera up here, which can cover down this hallway, which is another set of offices. This is their conference room. Right here, this is the corner office, looking out onto San Antonio. And so here's their server room. Again, we got everything, all the cables are run now. They got a little portable air conditioner in here, but they don't ever use it. The building cooling does just fine, so, but they've got it in here just in case. So this is the back of the rack, or the land side of the rack. I've got to clean up, I just got to tie up some loose cables. All those red cables are the camera cables. They're power over Ethernet, and this is a Unify Edge switch, the 48 port, 500 watt. They got quite a bit of stuff here, so we got them the biggest switch we could get. It was 500 watt. And this is normally how my racks look. You know, they're fairly nice and neat. I don't tie up any of these cables, but I do wire tie them, and you see I've got some more cables coming down I need to wire tie. This is my unit, the back of my unit here, my IT unit that I come in on remotely. We have got the USG, the Ubiquity Security Gateway in. It is working. All I have to do now is configure the VPN, and then they should be good to go. And then there are 2 Supermicro servers. One's a little bit newer than the other one, but I built and installed both of these, and they both have SSD drives in them. And actually, one machine is a mirror of the other, so that they have redundancy and failover. And then I have some ancillary stuff I can run on there. There's the Ubiquity or Unify USG. That's the fiber cable modem, or fiber modem from AT&T. I just can't speak tonight, folks. I am so tired. This is the IT unit with the removable drive base. They can just stick their backup drives in there and rotate them. They don't have to think about them, and we take care of all that remotely. Got everything labeled. This down here is their domain controller. Again, I don't virtualize domain controllers. This is an older machine they had sitting around. It does great as a domain controller. Battery backup unit, and then of course we have a camera here, and you can see I mounted a camera mount on the wall, but it was too high, you couldn't see anything, so I brought it down and put it on top of this shelving unit. And I'll talk with the client and maybe we'll rethink this, or even maybe get some different cameras that have a wider field of view. I may be overreacting. The client may be just fine with the way everything's set up. So this is my IT unit. Hopefully it's done updating so I can get back on it. Looks like it is. The hard drive activity stopped. But I just wanted to take you on the tour. We got the cameras all installed. Everything's labeled. They're where the customer wants them, and hopefully they'll be happy with them. So we'll do a real quick live view of these cameras as of today. So I can isolate any camera. There's the break room, the lobby door, the server hallway, and then the server room as well. And as you can see what I'm talking about on the pan and tilt, if I try to come down here and pan up, it works fine. But if I go to pan down, that is the extent of where I can pan the camera down. I can move them left and right, etc. And then the server hallway, you can see I don't get a real good view down this hall. I could turn the camera a little, I guess, and get a little bit better view of those hallways there. So we'll keep that one position there. And then the lobby door, it captures the front door looking into the break room and down that hall. And then the break room camera. So I guess, you know, the customer hasn't complained. It's a few days later here now, and the customer hasn't complained. I just wanted you to see the video quality on those cameras. It's quite good. These are the Amcrest. I'll get you the model number here in a minute, but they're about an $89 camera on Amazon, and they are the Power over Ethernet 1080p camera. So there you go. There's the installation, all complete. I'm sorry I didn't film it from beginning to end and showing the wires being run and all that, but that stuff's boring anyway. And you know, you don't need to see a fat man climb up and down a ladder 30 or 40 times, which is what I did. Normally I have a helper on installs like this, but you know, with the economy booming the way it is, everybody has jobs now. So the kids I was hiring to help me are no longer available. They're all working full-time jobs. But I've got, anyway, I digress. So let's talk about these cameras. I'm very impressed by the quality of the cameras, the picture quality, the ease of installation, that kind of thing. Amcrest makes pretty good products. The only thing I'm not happy with is the fact that they don't tilt down enough. So as you saw when we mounted those cameras high up on the wall, they're having a trouble going down and reaching the floor level. And that was especially true of the camera in the server room. I ended up having to take it off the wall and put it on top of a cabinet. So we're going to let the cameras run for a week or two, make sure the client, ultimately it's not me that has to be pleased, it's the client. And so far the client hasn't complained. I've shown them how to view the camera footage daily, on a daily basis. But this client is real hands-on, so he's probably going to want to get in there and play with the software, and that's fine. As long as he pays the bills, I don't care if they want to edit the software. That's their prerogative. But I've told this client, let's let it run for a week or two, make sure we got everything copacetic. Now what I did was I went with Blue Iris software, because the Blue Iris software, just in my opinion, beats any of the NVR, you know, the little standalone video recorders for surveillance. I just found out Blue Iris just beats them all to hell and back for features. And what I did was put that on a virtual machine on a server, and it's working well. It's what I do here at my home office as well, as I virtualize that Blue Iris server. And I did a video on that if you want to go look it up. And it works really well. I can't do 1080p on the cameras, but I really don't care. I could, but I just choose not to. I keep it at 720p. I mean, it's not like we have to see a license plate number or anything. So 720p is perfectly good resolution. And it uses a lot less bandwidth recording 720p videos than it does 1080p. And then I've given it a very large virtual hard drive to record to, and I've set it on a 30-day cycle of footage. And it only records when it detects some sort of motion in the area. So far, so good. And But I ended up having to run 4 cables. Now this customer also has a power over Ethernet switch, the Ubiquity Edge switch, 48 port 500 watt switch. So that switch can handle those PoE cameras just fine. Ultimately, I think the customer is going to be very happy with them, and they may end up getting a couple more cameras in there as well. And we had kind of a deadline. This was kind of we've talked to this client about putting cameras in for over a year, but this client is getting ready to go on a rather long trip, and wants to be able to keep an eye on their employees, make sure that people are clocking in and out when they say they are, and that people are actually physically at the office. So, you know, kind of a trust but verify kind of thing. And of course, is the guy that runs this company is ex-military as well, so he's kind of, you know, like the old drill sergeant, you do as you're told and show up on time and that kind of thing. So, but anyway, yeah, so there it is. There's not much to these cameras and camera installs. You run a cable, you put the mounts up, you let them get an IP address off of the network. And then what I did was I went back in with the MAC address and did a DHCP reservation on the DHCP server so that these cameras get the same IP address every time. And then the other important thing is I turned off Wi-Fi on these cameras, so their wireless interface is not even turned on, because that is a point of attack that some people can use to try and attack your video cameras. So all in all, I would say it's a very successful installation, and time will tell to see if the customer is completely happy with the results or if they want to modify some stuff. Now, I charge a flat rate. I charge an hourly rate when I install cameras and stuff like this. And then if I have to come back and adjust a camera, I don't charge. I don't nickel and dime my clients to death if they want a camera moved. Now, if they want it moved from one location to another location that's 50 feet away, there's going to be a charge. But normally when I have to come back for adjustments and that kind of thing, I don't charge my clients for that. I want to make sure they're happy and with the results of the install, and I hardly ever have a return that way. So there you go. We hope you found the video entertaining and informative as always, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comments section, and tell me where I went wrong, tell me where I went right, and or if you liked the video. Donate if you're so inclined. We take Patreon and PayPal. And thanks for joining us for this short video. We got some more coming up. We got some more videos on Synology coming up. We got a lot of stuff to do around here. I just got to find the time to do it. And I've been extremely busy with work as well, so that might have something to do with it. But anyway, don't forget, come back and see us, and we'll see you on the other side.